So hi out there in the YouTube world, it's me, the Puzzle Master, and we are on number 17 of the Nakshatra series. We're going to be doing Anuradha, which we're completely in Scorpio right now. So we want to first of all think about what Scorpio really represents, because Scorpio is a water sign, which means that it's very emotional. Like everyone is emotional, but this sign even more so. You know, just like with like earth, air, fire, water, like everyone, you know, even if you have 0 fire in your chart, you still have some passion and charisma. Like me. I have 0 fire in my chart. 0. But I still got some of that creativity, don't I? Okay, so, yes, to the Anuradha. It's fixed, so that means that it's going to be like very stubborn. Fixed in their ways, not necessarily like compromising to situations, like their opinion and habitual things are going to be very ingrained in them. Water, meaning that they're emotional, and Mars and Pluto as their ruling planets. Mars is like the god of war, it's pure energy, it's initiation, it's driving force. And Pluto represents like transformation, can be chaos, transitions, like through death and rebirth. And so yes, all of that will be taken into consideration with this nakshatra because it purely lies in Scorpio. Its class is Shadra, which is of servant. It's servant-oriented, but as a leader, meaning like they really like to help people and they really like to be there for them, but it's not like they're going to be groveling at people's feet. Like they will do it as a leader, and that needs to be acknowledged. Like if people try to treat them like a little student person, then they're going to get like all offended about it, like, you know, ego a little bit. So their nature is godlike, so their inner like nature is good, and that means that it's going to have a drive to help people, to give about community and the connections that come between, not necessarily caring so much about themselves as for others, giving, because their nature is diva or godlike. Its ruler is Saturn, which is the god of time or Chronos. And this can speak a lot for trials and tribulations, because Chronos or Saturn represents like time or delays. So a lot of the times they can accomplish great things in life, but they'll never feel like it came easy. It will always have been through hard work and effort on their part, which never comes easy, because Saturn is like trials, tribulations, delays. So, as well as representing higher learning and knowledge. So these people can be very, very knowledgeable and smart, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it came easy to them either. They use their willpower to achieve that. Its symbol is the rod or a staff or a lotus flower. Sorry. A rod or a staff or a lotus flower. I've noticed it more commonly depicted as a lotus flower through artwork or through nakshatra wheels that I've observed that have the symbols. Either one can be seen for deep metaphor. The rod or staff represents kind of its noble or like having wisdom and wanting to help other people. So kind of like a Gandalf, you know, image, like of a wizard. And the flower of the lotus represents that a lotus can grow even in the darkest, murkiest waters, no matter what's around it, as long as it has water, which is like its vital source, emotion, and creativity, which can make the flower blossom to like full potential, no matter what else is around them in their local environment, as long as they have water. The animal is female deer or a hare, and this can be used for sexual compatibility if you're looking for partnerships or marriage or relationship advice. You often look to the animal sign to denote compatibility. So, if it's a female deer or hare for compatibility, you look for the male deer or hare, and they would combine well together. The element is fire, which represents like passion, initiation, and energy. So they have that driving force to like have achievements in life. Like they have a strong goal-oriented mind. The myths that are associated with Anuradha are subsequent success as a symbol of the lotus, as I mentioned earlier. So a flower can grow even in the murkiest of water. So they can shine bright no matter where the situation they're placed in. Main ideas attributed to Anuradha are friendship, love, affection, camaraderies, associations with other peoples for a common end. Emphasis on associations versus the outcome. So they're very like teamwork oriented, and they want to have the goal or the outcome help everybody in as best possible ways as it can. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to strive just to like rise to the top. Like, however, this does depend on other planet placements, and no one is just one sign, so this can lean either way a little bit, depending on other planet placements. Yeah, so they are very goal-oriented, and they know what they want to achieve. Exploration and travel is very important to them, and it is their life. Like, they are very curious of the world around them, and they seek to explore it, and to know all the different avenues and ventures and outlets that are out there that can teach them, through as the Saturn main ruling planet, teach them knowledge of the world, because it's a huge world out there. You know, like they say, it's a small world after all. It is in some contexts, but they strive to go beyond the borders of that. They're unorthodox and rebel against outdated ways of thinking. They're very realistic, they can see behind the scenes, and they don't have superficial acknowledgments to the external world. They're very open to new information, but they're also very picky and choosy about that information. They're good at anything that deals with numbers, so very like mind-oriented, because they're ruled by Saturn, so higher knowledge, and they have a very mathematical brain. They are very deep thinkers and very, very intense. So this would almost be like the true kind of Scorpio, because it's all in Scorpio. Like I mentioned before with Vishaka, that was a cusp sign. So now we're completely in Scorpio, with a sub-ruler, or its main ruler actually, of this nakshatra, being Saturn. So we have all of the Mars connotations, or the Scorpio connotations, and then we combine that with Saturn. So they are good at organization and communication, and they are very emotional. Their physical appearance can be very stout. They tend to have hairy bodies, predominant chest, like this part, it's predominant. They have predominant chests and thighs, and their eyes have a depth to them that is secretive and devious looking. So that's kind of like they got a big chest and upper body, and they're devious looking, even when they're not trying to be. So kind of like that, I guess. But yeah, I hope you found this video entertaining and that you learned something. It's good for relationship advice and learning about your partner, as well as learning about yourself. So yeah, please like this, share it if you found this information to be accurate, and I will see you in Jesta. That's number 18, and we're still in Scorpio, so all in Scorpio. So I'll see you in that one. Bye for now. Mwah.